Have you ever sat in your office, looked at your caseload, and thought, I used to love this job? What happened? If you're a counselor who feels tired, disconnected, or secretly wondering if you chose the wrong career, you are not alone. And more importantly, it doesn't mean that you're bad at your job. Today, we're going to talk about real world techniques to reignite that counseling passion. Not take a bubble bath advice, but actual things you can implement this week. Hi, I'm Noelle, and I'm a counselor, a former school counselor, and someone who deeply loves the field of counseling. But I have absolutely had seasons where that love felt buried under paperwork, crisis response, and compassion fatigue. If you felt that too, this video is for you. So let's talk about how to reconnect to why you started in the first place without quitting your job or burning your life down. So, burnout narrows our focus to the students who aren't improving, the parents who are angry, the endless documentation, the meetings that could have been emails, right? Our brain is wired to the negative, and so that is usually what is amplified. So, we need to try to reconnect with one impact story. So, here's your assignment: think of one student, one client, one moment where you made a difference. It doesn't even have to be someone on your current caseload. Maybe it was the kid who finally made eye contact after months and months, or the teen who said, I feel safe in here, or the parent who emailed you months later thanking you for what you did. Write it down, keep it in your desk, or screenshot it, or reread it out loud. Burnout makes us forget our impact. Intentionally remembering widens our perspective again. And then I want you to try to shrink your focus. You don't have to fix everything. One of the fastest ways to lose passion is believing I should be able to fix this. You cannot fix poverty or trauma or systemic issues or dysfunctional families or policy decisions. You can be a regular presence. You can offer one coping skill. You can model healthy boundaries, and you can provide one safe relationship. Passion comes back when our pressure decreases. Try this reframe. My job is to plant seeds, not to force growth. Okay, so instead of looking at it globally, try to funnel it down into what you have control over, right? I feel like I tell my clients that every single session. And then we want to start to audit what's draining you. Not all exhaustion is equal. Ask yourself, is it the population? Is it the paperwork? Is it the schedule? Is it the lack of autonomy? Too much crisis? Too much isolation? Sometimes we think we've fallen out of love with counseling, when really we've fallen out of alignment with our current setup. So small adjustments can make a big impact. Blocking a no meeting hour weekly, or starting a small group that you actually enjoy, switching up one of your intervention styles, or saying no to one extra thing on your plate, one extra committee, one extra client. You don't always need a new career. Sometimes you just need better boundaries. And then try to learn something that sparks curiosity. Burnout thrives in monotony. Passion thrives in curiosity. Is there a new modality you've been curious about? Or a book sitting on your shelf that you haven't picked up? A training you've postponed, or a niche that you secretly love? You don't have to overhaul your whole entire practice. Even introducing one new tool into sessions can reignite energy because your brain loves novelty. Professional growth isn't about adding pressure, it's about adding stimulation. And then talk to other counselors. Honestly, isolation kills passion. We're helpers, but we don't often let ourselves be supported. Find a consultation group or one trusted counselor friend or an online counselor community or a supervision check-in, even just informally, and say the real thing. I'm tired. I feel disconnected. I don't know if I'm doing this well anymore. You'll probably hear me too. And that alone can bring relief, just knowing that you're not the only one. And then maybe redefine what that passion looks like. This one is big, okay? We think passion should feel excited, inspired, motivated, energized, all these big feelings. But sometimes passion looks like steadiness, commitment, quiet consistency, showing up anyway. You don't have to feel on fire every day to be called to this work. Sometimes maturity in a career replaces intensity with depth. And that's not failure, that is growth. And then the most important part is to take care of the human behind the counselor. This is the part that, as counselors, we resist the most. If your entire identity is the helper, you will eventually feel empty. Ask yourself, who am I outside of this office? What fills me that has nothing to do with being useful? Hobbies, rest, friendships where you are not the therapist, movement, creative outlets, silence. When your personal life has oxygen, your professional life stops suffocating you. And then normalize the dip. There's something no one says enough, and that is every long-term career has seasons, right? There are honeymoon phases, there are growth phases, there are questioning phases. A dip in passion does not mean that you chose the wrong career or you are bad at your career or that you're done with your career. Sometimes it's just that you're tired, and tired is solvable. So if you're in a season where counseling feels heavy, I want you to hear this. The fact that you're worried about losing your passion tells me that you care deeply. And caring is still there even if it's buried under exhaustion. Start small. Pick one strategy. Give yourself permission to adjust, to pivot. You deserve to love the work you worked so hard to do. If this resonated, let me know in the comments which one you're going to try this week. And if you want more real talk support for counselors, make sure you subscribe and listen to the Counselor HQ podcast. You are not alone in this. We are in this together.